Welcome to Truck Channel, the channel where we cover all trucks and SUVs. And behind me we have something that's stuck in the middle, and that is the Mazda CX-30. Now, quick discrepancy or explanation, this is legitimately a Mazda 3 with taller springs and some wheel arch cladding. That's it. The actual body structure is the exact same and all that good stuff. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's actually a good thing. And I'll just let it out of the bag. This happens to be my favorite Mazda flavor right now, outside of the Miata, because I feel like the Mazda 3 isn't quite hot hatchy enough to support its looks, at least the hatch. But this drives great for a crossover if you think of it in that way. It does have enough ground clearance to make it up things like our hill on the bypass line. We would never dare take it on the main line, but it does make it the bypass line. And the all-wheel drive system is actually really good in this. Now it has 2 driving modes, which we'll talk about in a second. It has regular and then it has sport. But most importantly, look at this interior. Mazda's paint scheme game is really good, and their interiors have really come such a long way. This has the cream interior seats, and it has both black and brown on the door panels, and obviously you've got your auto up and down on all 4 windows, which every car should do. You've got the Bose stereo, which is pretty good. Auto high beams, which a lot of cars in the segment don't have. And that gauge cluster, while it is digital, it has enough actual gauge look in there that I'm happy with it, because I'm an old man that likes analog gauges. It works really well for that. Now check out the second row. That's behind me. It's not a ton of room, but let's be honest, if this is a row for kids, it's plenty. We've got a booster seat on the other side, and my kids love it. This thing is no big deal, and it works great. And God, it's just a pretty place to spend some time. Come out to the back, you still get a power hatch, which that's a nice feature. And you've got a lot more room than you would think. This thing's pretty big. You've got tether for all 3 seats. And then down here you've got a little storage with a sub inside of the spare tire, jack, handles, all that kind of stuff. Now let's see if this thing will flip down. Now obviously my seat is keeping it from falling down, but you can get it down. That's gonna be a lot of room once you have that space cleared out. And obviously power close. Coming down, you have the painted black wheels. We like these a lot. These are the Bridgestone. I think these are Transas. Quiet tire, good grip, no complaints there at all. Here's the second row. I'm gonna set the child seat out real quick. Let's just see. Oh, you got a good, look at this, you got a good little tether for the seatbelt that you can take out. Like that. And then when the seat goes down, that's a lot of room. Look at that. So when that thing's folded flat, you can get all kinds of stuff in here. I wouldn't say a 4x8 sheet of plywood, but you know, if you're taking goods from Home Depot and that kind of stuff, or you gotta haul your dog, this is gonna do it without a problem. One other thing that I really like, and this is cheesy, but I'm gonna show it anyways. Let's do the, there we go, flashers. They don't just flash, they pulse like a heartbeat. And it does it on the mirror as well as the lower turn signal down here. I love that. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's just nice. I like that a lot. It's just the subtle touches. Mazda's really become a premium brand, and it's very evident here that that's what's going on. Also, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'4". I'm mostly tall in the torso, so headroom is always a problem for me. And watch this. With the sunroof and a subcompact crossover, I've got plenty of room. Never hit my head at all, not an issue. Now, let's close her up. Push to start. You've got the same Mazda console we've seen for a while here. One thing that I do find a little bit silly is that the parking brake always engages. I can't find a way to turn that off, so every time you put it in gear to go somewhere, oh, it worked right there. But usually in the mornings when you go to put it in reverse and this thing is on, you've got to turn it off on your own, which is silly. What I do like is you have the Mazda controls right here. You have your default hard keys for everything and a scroll wheel to get ready to go. Also volume right here, which once you mess with this for a while, you start getting other cars and wishing this thing was here. You start grabbing the console and it's not there. So Audi and Mazda both do this, and we really like that. Wish more cars did that. I want to talk about the steering wheel real quick. This thing is a supple leather. It feels incredibly nice. Now this vehicle is very, very fresh. It's got 855 miles on it. Your gauges are, again, digitally backlit, but you have actual dials, which are nice. I'm really pleased with that. It looks so good. Coming back to the steering wheel, the buttons feel premium. You have your voice to talk over here, info button. This is your audio controls on this side, and this is your cruise control with radar distance keeping right there. Also your lane keep and steering assist. Down here in the bottom left, you've got your camera, you've got your parking off sensor, and this is a terrain mode. Basically, this is a like hill descent mode. You'll see down here, it pops on, pops off. And that's helpful for things like the hill test we have over here, which we'll show here later on. Other than that, this is a car that we've driven before. Mechanically, it hasn't changed. It still has the 2.5 turbo. In fact, let's go check that out. All right, there it is. Skyactiv G Turbo. We've seen it before. There's nothing new here on this one. It's still paired to the 6-speed auto, and it is paired with the all-wheel drive, which a little bit of a quibble with the all-wheel drive. Every time we need it or we do a brake boost to launch the vehicle, the front tires do spin off the line. It's really weird. And so we always feel like it's not working heavily enough for an all-wheel drive system. But the moment we put it on the hill like this, it starts to work flawlessly. You never notice that wheel spin unless you're doing loading the torque converter and doing a 0-60 run. So all that out of the way, I feel like for 35 grand for a premium small SUV crossover, God, it is hard to beat this. This might be my personal pick if I had to go that route. Now look, we do trucks obviously and sports cars. I'm probably never gonna buy something like this for me, but I'm gonna recommend it to everyone that's in this category. And if I'm ever in an urban setting where I want a little bit of utility, it's been just nice to commute in, that's my pick right there. Stay tuned for more content from Mazda. We've got the CX-90 coming very soon, which I'm super excited about. And we'll run this up the hill later and you'll see that soon. Thanks for watching.